Hello guys, and welcome back to Power and Revolution with our Sweden playthrough, guys. I have some potentially bad news. It has happened. The game is bugged. Now, I would have just included this at the end of the last episode if I thought it might be game ending. But I think we might be able to do something. Okay, so last time I pointed out at the very end how our excess budget is suddenly 63 billion. This is insane. I had barely reached 10. How did we get to 63? How does this even happen? Surplus as a percent of the GDP, 3.55, an excess up here of 8.4%. What is this? Well, I'll show you what it is. It's our growth at 180%, pretty much guaranteeing hyperinflation. That's a game over for the average player. We're going to try to make it work, and I'll show you exactly how this happened. So you might think, well, maybe I did something and now services. No, it's not services. In fact, look, it's only 30% of the economy now, services. Oh, well, it must have been the oil because you traded too much, right? No, it's only 10% of the economy. That's only 40% of the economy. Where's the rest? Tell you where it is. Industry went from 25, it's up to 60% of the economy. Well, where's that coming from? Is it this new anti-sleep molecule? No. Is it the building? You've been building a lot. Nope, lower than ever. You know where it is? Let's go take a look at it. It is tanks and armored vehicles is now half of the GDP of my country because I built 33 tanks. I ordered and got delivered 33 tanks. After those 33 were delivered, it is now half of my economy and is 99.8% of the global share of the tanks economy in the world. And to make things even better, when I go to order tanks and look at this information, we have zero national production, as if our percentage is as low as I would expect it to be. So what the hell is going on? Well, GPS is what's going on. That's what's going on. So I don't know if this is going to go back to normal, or if this is just going to be messed up forever, or if this is going to be messed up until we get into the next year. My goal is to make it into the next year, do whatever I can to get there. This might involve some loading, some saving, some trying different things, but that's what I'm going to be doing a lot of off camera here, is continuing to raise these company taxes and stuff, like tax on company turnover. We're going to keep getting this up to 5%. That is guaranteed. Industrial pollution. I don't know about the rest of this. Might try to get rid of highway tolls and whatnot. Don't know if they'll take that. But this is going to require some massive intervention. If this doesn't go away, then we're going to need to essentially destroy the rest of our economy just to fund this one sector's worth of economic growth, which, by the way, still doesn't fix the unemployment, which is it's incredible to me. Also, just because I feel like it, we're leaving the Schengen area. The reason we are leaving the Schengen area, and we might even leave the EU at this rate, well, number one, there's the fact that I'm going to owe them more money the moment the year happens. We're definitely leaving the Schengen area, which is a vote. Didn't know that would be a vote. How about this? We could leave the EU altogether. It's not just to save money on those fees and the finances, which have become quite bad after the first year. It's not just that. It's also the fact that our immigration has turned negative. We're still getting illegal immigration because of how easy it is to get in here through the Schengen area. But our actual immigration has gone negative. So we want to just fix this. Now, I don't know. It looks Syria has the most immigration. I don't know if this is just a matter of like refugees going home. All of ours were from Ukraine. Is Syria just not in its wars anymore? It's in one, at the very least. But I want to get that immigration back up if I can. And the EU's proven to be kind of a butt. So Schengen area first, EU maybe second. Because it's not benefiting us. It's costing me money. It's not gaining me money. And this has absolutely nothing to do with the European Space Agency. I'm also going to be sure to be keeping my construction basically always with stuff to do this manpower. This might encourage it to grow, that sector, or we might just be importing some sort of construction capacity. I don't know. Because that industry sure isn't doing that great. But I'm going to keep pouring into hydroelectricity with a goal of about 300. Because our demand for electricity keeps going up. And the construction is certainly not keeping up. I think we need to like import from someone at this rate. Just in general, almost. Yep, inflation is skyrocketing. Went from like 6 to 19% in pretty much one tick. We now have the 8th highest inflation in the world. And that's after I raised the interest rate to 20%, the max that I could. So, hopefully we could fix this. We have this stupid COP20 nonsense again. Stupid Paris, whatever. The $7 billion figure hasn't changed. I changed my target because I don't really working on this. I don't care about any of this. It annoys me. I wish I could get rid of it. Scaled back your objectives. Yeah, I changed it from like 26 to 30 megatons or whatever, kilotons, I don't know, of emissions. 30 megatons of emissions by 2030. We've left the Shenzhen area. Curious to see how that affects things. The EU lady is annoyed. This is moving contrary to history. You're really full of yourself. If me leaving means you're gonna be mad at me instead of understanding that you did something wrong. You're really like not getting the full picture here. This growth is hilarious, dude. Our GDP has shot way up. Insanely up. But our unemployment is higher than ever. Look, the stock rate is through the roof because of this. However, if we go to industry and we go to the tanks where this GDP growth is happening, you'll see this has not affected the employment percentage of total at all. There's less working in here now because we're not ordering anything. It's a huge source of taxes, but it's fake. It's not employing anything. And if I try to kill my economy because of it, then it's just going to hurt everything else. So I was looking at this organization, the Jihadist Caliphate, and I found this guy. I put him under arrest. He ordered explosive devices and browsed and chatted on sites classified as terrorist. So yeah, we're gonna fix that right up. This guy ate sushi, helped a lady across the street. I think he's fine. Let's surveil his friends. Yep, this is the head of the organization, so we got that son of a gun. Heck yeah, buddy. What the heck? We have voting rights for foreign nationals? That's insane. What if we take that down a peg? Pretty much everyone's happy with that except the left. If we get rid of it completely, the population doesn't want that big of a swing. Why? No. We need a reciprocal agreement at least. Why would we be letting foreigners vote in our elections? No wonder there's illegal immigrants here. This isn't going to help immigration, mind you. I am tempted to just close the border so nobody can leave, to be honest. You will stay here. You will give birth here. Unless you're illegal, then you will leave here. Oh man, there was an attack by the Jihadist Caliphate, but surveillance at an airport fixed it. Jihadist Caliphate partial dismantlement. Oh, arresting the head of the organization. Full dismantlement. I was still infiltrating. Jihadist Caliphate, what do you mean? I'm not even infiltrated yet. What are you talking about? I legitimately don't understand. I also don't remember when I infiltrated this one, so I'm just going to dismantle it because time's been going by pretty crazy, man. So let me show you this. We have... Where is it? Oh yeah, highway tolls are at... Did this change? I thought we got rid of it. Apparently not. It's still a teeny tiny amount. Oh well. We're going to get industrial pollution to 98. It's almost at its goal. Company turnover is at 4.4. This has been progressing pretty well. Well, the good news is... Oh yeah, we're starting to get informants, by the way, in foreign nations. I was kind of ignoring that for a little bit, and then I remembered I had to do that. So I started doing that. And I set it up to automate, by the way, so it's automated now. Illegal immigration is starting to kind of mellow out, which is pretty great, leaving the Shenzhen area. I also decided to just leave the EU because I don't want them stealing my money in this upcoming new year. It might be a bit late for that, but yeah, illegal immigration starting to get better. The crime rate also, conveniently, is starting to flatline as well. I'll probably try to improve this still, and there's hostages taken. Great. Who got taken hostage this time? My faithful friend. Well, I don't really care. I don't remember what local district police is, but that sounds like a good thing. That sounds like small town police. Assuming that's what that is, I'm going to max that out to try to improve the security situation a little bit here. And that didn't end up too bad. Of course, oh great, there's riots. Maybe it did end up bad. I don't know. But we're going to continue moving this towards 5% in the wake of all this craziness. Well, guys, never fear. We have the highest GDP per capita on the planet due to this insane growth, beating literally everybody. Although, income inequality is getting worse because this money's not really going to anyone because there's nobody employed in that sector. So that's great. And in case you were curious, we also consume the most calories per day per capita, going from 3,185, number 38, to number 1 at 4,555 calories per day. Okay. Our share of the world's GDP in percentage has gone from 0.6% in 2023 to now 1.72%. This is absolutely insane. Our trade balance is somehow improved. I don't know how. Our importations are way up, however, but our exports are way up as well. This is a very strange situation. You know what? I'm so tired of these stupid religious sects throwing a fit every time something happens that I'm just going to make them illegal. The left doesn't like that, but of course, sure. I don't care if you like Satanists. Liberties, you think I care? Liberties, we're glitching out, man. Apparently, in that dismantlement, I got rid of one of the only remaining terrorist groups. So that's great. We got a little bonus from sovereignty. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. And, oh yeah, sovereignty, no more foreign nationals. Well, the population really liked that. Hopefully they like the next step soon. This family union thing has got to go as well. Oh gosh. Looks like we left the European Union. Don't know why it zoomed in on us for that. Well, or opened up the UN. No show. No, I'm not still part of it, actually. I've left it, in fact. Extremely regrettable decision. What could motivate me to make such a damaging decision? It's actually quite simple. You guys keep taking my money. Well, they don't like me as much anymore, as you can see. Like the whole of the EU, they're not really as friendly to me. But I am in NATO, so you're forced to protect me no matter what, motherfuckers. That's right. What the heck happened to my popularity? Where'd the percent go? That's not good. So now, let's do the smart thing and go to like all the different countries that were in the EU and start requiring visas, long-term visas, from pretty much every single one of them. Now, this is going to take me a moment to do, but I'm going to do it, and we're going to stop doing this conditional family reunion thing. Nah, dude, you need great financial resources if you want to bring your family here just to have your family here, all right? I'm getting sick of this. I'm getting absolutely sick of this. I'm also getting sick of people leaving, so I'm tempted to just, you know what? 2025 is going to be the year where if you're Swedish, you're staying Swedish. Let me tell you, we're also going to, none of this, you're not voting here if you're not Swedish. It's just really that simple. It's still really easy to get here. It's really easy. Well, actually, it's not as easy to get here anymore. It's a lot harder to get here. But if you are here, even if you're illegal, it's really hard to, well, it's really easy to become not illegal. Also, I'm trying to get rid of the illegals again. I'm getting sick of this, all right? Sweden's going crazy because the game's glitching out. We still have like 180% growth. It literally, I can't lower it at all for some reason. So I'm just having to do a lot of weird stuff. This actually doesn't have a lot to do with it. This is just, I'm just yelling at this point or talking loudly. But yeah, this is going to be my activity for the next couple of minutes. All right, as far as I'm aware, every country on the planet has a long-term visa policy to send anybody here, and except Russia, where there's a visa tightly controlled with a quota. I guess I'll leave that how it is. I don't really feel like changing that or anything, and we will continue. At some point, I might need to just start giving money in disasters to making countries like me at this point, though I don't know why I need some of these countries to like me more. Especially I'm already in NATO, you know, I'm protected. My Minister of Foreign Affairs here just requested a resignation because I left the European Union, so I told him, fuck you, you're still working for me. Stop being a little bitch, and they're still complaining about electricity. Everything's just going crazy, man. Oh, hey, now that we're not in the EU, we have a new thing. I'm gonna spend $500 million on this. Border surveillance and the Coast Guard. The EU used to take care of this. Now we are going to take care of this. Legal immigrants are still coming in the country. That immigration rate is getting worse. Well, tell you what, let's go forward a day. All right, we've gone forward a day. Merry Christmas. You're not allowed to leave Sweden anymore. Well, hey, look at this. So 10,000 illegal immigrants were gotten rid of. That's nothing, though. That's not going to change anything. People really didn't like what I just did, but that's fine. I'm appearing at Christmas. We have plenty of time to get happy by the new year. Well, I managed to ban all the sects, but now they're becoming terrorist groups. Forgot about that. Yeah, well, sounds like we're going to have to infiltrate them. Hey, this guy played Geopolitical Simulator 2019. I bet they implemented that in 2019 and have not changed it. That sounds about right for this game. It's just a bunch of spaghetti code on top of spaghetti code. Well, we got to get rid of you guys now, naturally. No more voting rights for foreign naturals. Abolition of voting rights for foreigners. Is this in French? I can't read How is a Serbian speaking French? Of course these French devs forgot to translate something, right? The Serbian leader wants to meet with me and then is proposing nothing. And doesn't even want any coffee. Why did you want to meet? I have no idea. Bye. Like, what? Well, since we have such a crazy budget surplus still, it's actually going down. I have no idea why, because the growth is going up. It's at like 190%. I don't think I'm increasing spending too much. Maybe it's just like balancing out for the whole year. I don't know. It probably is. I might as well spend some more on certain things like sports. I mean, sports, competitive sports, grassroots sports. That's a decent chunk of change, I suppose, but it's nothing compared to the totals. Oh, wow, the rest of this is not expensive at all. Let's get all of this stuff up to max to try to help out some popularity. Unfortunately, our agent infiltrating the jihadist caliphate was murdered, so we gotta replace him. I might as well fund fully fight for terrorism. People love that. That's a lot of money, but we have a lot of money, to be fair. It's the new year. It's 2025, the unique or extinct animals museum, right? Because we were cloning things.
Whether it's personal problems or overwork.
Some guy, Bjorn, is having problems, I guess. Well, we ended up with a total by the end of the year of 7.12% growth. I actually don't understand how that makes any sense because it was at 180 something percent. So I don't know how we had 7.12%. Because inflation was 100% rising. And that number is not 7.12% higher. It's 180, almost 190% higher. And there are some new unhealthy housing. Everything's into building energy right now. So we have no room for that. So we have a cash surplus of 53 billion, further confirming that the growth was way stinking higher than that. There is no interest rate right now. Because let me tell you how after many things, I tried many things, raising the interest rate like as high as I could, among other things. Let me show you the inevitable solution I've had to do for now to keep the playthrough going because these numbers are out of control. So because we're at still 182.7% growth, which is not listing, but that effect is being had on our economy still. and at this rate it might still. I've gone ahead and just forcibly used God and Spy to lower the inflation down to 0.01% because it kept going up and up and up and up towards that 100, and it was 190% at one point. And so this is creating all kinds of problems. The playthrough would literally be over if I didn't do this. I assume you guys don't want this to end for a bug. At the very least, we're getting a lot of money. This is not really how I want this to go, but it's entertaining, I think. It's at least amusing. So what this means is right now we have... God, what do we have? We have this massive reserve of 52 billion, which we're going to immediately spend on paying off some of these loans. So, for example, Austria, buy back that loan, it's bought back fully. France, buy back that loan, it's bought back fully. We have 21 million remaining. Let's buy back that loan as much as we can from our own population. How about that? And that gets rid of all the money. And now public debt is... Well, it's very low percentage because the GDP has skyrocketed, but in billions, it's gone way down. I didn't expect this. This kind of money is insane. It doesn't actually change very much because we're not paying interest on it anyway. This is basically just a fake number. It just means we would get closer to having a reserve sooner. However, at the same time, I just have all of this money that I don't know what to do with. All these numbers are getting bugged. As you saw, the growth number was bugged. My popularity number is bugged. Here's this Bjorn guy that's apparently having trouble. Here's coffee. Here's some alcohol. You like that? Toe the damn line.
If the state is unhappy with
God, screw you, dude. Change of player. Bjorn become useless. Yeah, he'll get better. So, yeah, the numbers and money are all messed up, but maybe that means things can improve. I don't know. Maybe they'll become more messed up. The game is definitely so bugged that if I didn't have God and Spy, we would be a hyperinflated hellhole, the worst place on the planet to live, worse than Venezuela. God and Spy is why this is going to keep going, just like if you get assassinated. I don't want this to end so soon, so instead we're just going to have a very thematic change to what's going on. Let's get some public safety. Let's get max security for the head of state. Crime's going well. Well, that's not going to make anybody happier. I don't really know what this is. I'm pretty sure this is like nationalism and loyalty, but we're going to get that stuff. And then I'm going to start spending on culture. Because this will probably help loyalty. Popularity, that's like 1 billion, which is actually not a lot in the grand scheme of things. And, Bjorn left the cabinet. Well, he's there still, so I guess I'll have to replace him at some point. Still, this is what we're working with. Hope you guys don't mind it. Yeah, this stuff is in fact helping. Public finances are not in fact helping, but this stuff is in fact helping. Well, we need a new cabinet member for foreign affairs, so I'm just going to assign some random politician in our party. Because why the heck not? Who else are we really going to put there, I suppose? I don't know. I'm also going to go ahead and set up some meetings with the businessmen. Today, tomorrow. Because we could use some more money for polling. Remember that life expectancy going down? Well, it's finally like flatlining at a new rate, 85.1, still well above average EU and doing pretty well. We could probably do better now that we just have so much frickin' money. I guess I could max out battling the endocrine disruptors. That's one of these things that has its own category. Wow. At the beginning of the game and for most of this playthrough, COVID-19 Corona was still going on, but it's apparently just completely non-existent at this point. Waste is doing pretty well. If we look at our own waste recycling, it's literally like just about doubled since the beginning of the game. Reforesting still doing well. Average temperature has gone down, which is a good sign for CO2 emissions. Not sure from whom, because mine is still higher than it was at the start of the game. I'm not sure. Overpopulation is getting better with... What? Estimated world population apparently barely going to go up at all in comparison now. Maybe that's why the immigration went down so much. I legitimately don't know at this point. What I do know is more health wouldn't be terrible for making my population happy. So endocrine disruptors will do genetic and orphan diseases as well. Those are extremely cheap to fund. Not that that matters a lot. Here's the endocrine. Is this my funding? Because it's about to get even better, I guess. Here's some coffee, champagne. You're generous. You're radiant. Give me money. And now for the other side. Here's some coffee, champagne. You're radiant. You're generous. Fund my party. Thank you. Tax on... I didn't even know... Like, I started raising this again. I was like, well, we could just keep going with this. I guess. It goes really slowly, but we could just keep going with this. Company turnover is almost at 5%. I don't know where to bring industrial pollution, but you'll always need more money, right? That's what I was thinking. But now we have this weird situation where the growth is just super high, which is funneling money, even if nobody has any jobs. That one affects the economy less than turnover, so I could keep inching that one up even after company turnover is at 5%. That's the idea, I suppose. The immigration rate is now extremely high. Now that nobody can leave the country, those coming in are absolutely making this look a lot better. The illegal immigration is not changing very much, but yeah, look at that. And how does that affect our population overall? Our population growth is it's gone up a little bit. It's still mostly coming from the actual growth, and half of this value is coming from the fact that I made abortion not legal on demand any longer. A budget surplus of 9.3%, so we're still predicted to have a lot. A negative growth forecast. Yep, that 180 has gone to negative 4.5%. Has the problem fixed itself? Are we good? Wait, did we just have problems for 1 year? No, it's still 61% of my GDP. I guess it's just because it's not growing any longer? This is a very weird situation that I'm going to have to feel out. Okay, guys, I don't understand. Our surplus being... That's 9.31% of our current grown GDP, by the way. Our budget excess is 170 billion. So basically, this industry that's no longer growing, right? So we have to work on growth again. It's still maintaining what it has, meaning it's still generating over half of our corporate taxes. That's not changing, which has actually boosted our income. So we're not fully out of the woods. This number bug, there's still problems. There's still bugs. I'm not sure I can fix them, but I want to get us in a stable position maybe so we can try to get back to some of the goals I have. This is just becoming craziness. We are out of time for this episode though. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you on whatever the heck is going to happen on the next one.